Core point: barometric pressure is useful as a trend, not as one number. 29.92 does not tell you much by itself. The useful question is, what has pressure been doing over the last day and how did base position while it changed? A single reading can fool you because fish do not respond to the number in isolation. They respond to the whole condition stack around it: wind, clouds, water clarity, light, current, and the timing of the change. If pressure has been falling, the first thing I look for is activity before the front arrives. Wind may build. Clouds may soften the light. Shallow cover can get a short feeding window. That does not guarantee an easy bite. It just says the useful water may briefly expand, especially around edges that already had bait. If pressure is steady, the barometer is probably not the main story. In that case, stop blaming the number and read the visible conditions: shade, watercolor, bait movement, and how fish are using cover. This is where your log becomes more useful than a weather screenshot. If pressure has been rising hard after a front, the shallow window often compresses. Bright light, clearer water, and a cleaner sky can push fish tighter to shade, deeper first breaks, grass edges, docks, or isolated hard cover. The important part is not high pressure by itself. It is rising pressure after a change, combined with light and water clarity. Two trips can both say 29.92. One may be the start of a falling trend before wind and cloud cover. The other may be a post-front reset with flat light and no movement. Those are not the same fishing day. That is why a weak log says, pressure was 29.92. A useful log says, pressure rose overnight, sky cleared, wind died, water stayed clear, and bites moved from open grass to the shaded edge. Now you have something you can repeat. When you save a trip in Bassai, do not only save the pressure number. Save the direction, the last 24 hours, wind, sky, clarity, depth, cover, lure speed, and exactly where the bite happened. Here is the practical way to use it. Before the trip, look at the curve. Is pressure falling, steady, or rising? During the trip, watch whether fish are expanding away from cover, holding on the edge, or locking tight. After the trip, log the trend with the bite location, not just the number. That turns pressure from a superstition into a comparison tool. The barometer does not tell you where to cast by itself, but the pressure trend can tell you whether to expect a wider search window, a normal pattern day, or a compressed target zone. Think of it as a filter, not an answer. If the curve is falling and there is wind on the bank, start with places that can feed quickly: points, grass seams, dock fronts, and shallow lanes where bait can get pushed. If the curve is flat, do not overreact. Make the most obvious local read first. Is the water clear enough that fish need shade? Is there enough wind for moving bait? Did the bite happen on the outside edge or inside the cover? If the curve is rising after a front, tighten the search. Make fewer random casts. Pick the highest percentage shade, the first break beside the flat, or the piece of cover that has both depth and a clean ambush angle. That is how the trend changes your first 30 minutes. Bottom line, stop reading pressure as one number. Read it as motion, then connect that motion to cover, light, wind, and the actual place you got bit.